Right, so moving on to the next part of very hard walkthrough. We're going to be going to Eden in this video, but to start off with, we need to loot the ship. So I've looted around a bit in here. We're actually going to jump on these crates and disable the power there so that we can get the rookie's reward. We're only getting it so that we can sell it. We're not going to be using it in this playthrough. It's an alright gun. If you level it up all the way, but you're just not going to have the opportunity to level it up all the way playing very hard. Well, playing very hard on in this walkthrough anyway. Obviously, if you do everything and take every combat fight and stuff, like, obviously you could level it up all the way, but we aren't doing that. So, wrong door. Go to the back room there where I wasn't pick up that key card. That is actually the key card for your safe. We're going to just take everything out the safe. Again, OCD dictates that you have to read everything on every computer ever. There's no information from that computer that you need, by the way. Come in here. Niles is there. Body bar. Yep. Just pick the top option for all of them. And then we're going to use the terminal to go to Eden. Now the start of Eden is going to be based around us: 1, going to get a weapon that we want; 2, completed a bunch of miscellaneous quests in the main town centre, and then after we've done that we will go and get the shield, and then once we've got the shield we will go and actually do the missions. Right. What am I doing? I've lost track of train of thought there. Onto the... Oh, yeah. Okay, here. Val's going to waffle a little bit. She's telling you about the lockboxes here on the left. We need 1 lockbox this run, and it's this one. So now we can get rid of bodies. Right. You can take them with you. It won't make any difference. The only differences it'll make is they may get taken out at some point, but we don't need them for the playthrough, so you may as well just take them with just to make like the starting bits a bit easier, and if they survive, great. Right, skill points then. So I got these after finishing the prologue. It just levels you up after the prologue. We're going to immediately look to put our first 2 skill points into speech. Alright. The reason why is we want to get speech as high as we possibly can, and guns as well. Once we've done those 2, you can go for a bit of sneak if you want, or explosives, or hack. We'll be doing some hack at some point because we need it. I don't know why I've backed off the thingy. Bullet shield is something we will take at one point. We don't need it yet. So what we're going to do is we are going to take... which one was it that we want to take? This one. 2.5% damage per speech skill. Speech will be going to 20. Alright? So that means we'll get 2.5% every time we take a speech skill. So at level 10 we'll have 25% extra. At level 20 we'll have 50% extra damage. Again, useful because we are going to be leveling up speech the whole way. Right, from there, just going to make our way forward. This guy has a shotgun. We're not using a shotgun in this run, but he has one there. You can sell that. And then here, there's a bunch of mechs that we're going to take out here. I hate the amount of tutorials that still come up. This might be controversial, might not be. I think that once you've beaten the game 1 time, unless the tutorial is specific to like a new thing that happens in a different difficulty, you should have the option to just turn it off completely. Maybe I do have the option. I just haven't looked. Perhaps that is a thing, but... Okay. To be honest, you can just pick top option the whole way here, and it won't make a difference. She doesn't really hold you up anyway. I could have left that conversation earlier. Okay. You could go in there. There is a quest in there, but you need a bit of medical expertise in order to do it, I believe. So it's not really a thing. Speak to this guy. He's going to give you a mission to go and get the jump boots for the double jump. And that's what we will do. Okay. Once you've spoken to him, come in here and speak to one of these two to activate the mission to get into that vault behind them. Okay, normally you'd have to use lockpick there. We're not going to do that though. We need to. You do need to read that computer for another mission that we're going to do in a minute, and then we're going to take all of the items from in here. There we go. Right. Again, we're doing that just so we can make a little bit of cash. At this point, it might be worth us actually putting on some slightly better armor. This one gives you 30% damage resistance, which is decreased every time you take damage, but still better than no damage resistance. Gain a boost to damage resistance again, based on bits held. We are going to be looking to get a fair few bits during this run, as we do sell basically everything, and we only buy ammo. For now, which gun is it that I want to keep out? None, to be honest. Don't need any of these guns at the moment. We also don't need that. We also won't be needing that one, but I can't do anything about that just yet. Okay, so once you've done all of that, you're going to take this bounty as well. We will be doing that. It's quite an easy one, especially since we have hack. And then we're going to come onto the roof and slide in here, and we're now in the vault. And then we're going to use this weapon here, which is one of the reasons we come into here. It's a shock rifle, which is very handy for the bounty that we're going to do in a minute, just in case that goes wrong. Anyway, come out of here, speak to these guys, and you'll get yourself a bit of XP, which is what you want, isn't it? And also some bits. You always want some bits. Right, next thing we're going to do, run our way down here. And this person here has a mission for us in a minute, but not yet. We're going to come in here and just loot everything in the building. I didn't actually take out that fridge. It's just food and stuff that we can take in here, which is obviously useful to us. There's also a Milver Street terminal there. Oh. Okay, I believe we are done now. Except for his locker, but obviously we don't have lockpick or his locker key, so that's not a thing for us. Right. Now, the reason we had to read that terminal in the constabulary, is that the right word? In the police station, is so that you can take a mission from this lady here, Emmeline. Sorry, there's a particular way you have to go through this. It's saying I haven't found the information, but I'm pretty sure I have found the information, so we will come back to that. As it is that terminal. Maybe I didn't read it all. Let's go back to the terminal and double check. Just dead quick. But essentially, she gives you another quest that we can use, obviously, to get XP. So we are looking to do as many of the quick quests around the town as possible. And it is on this terminal, so we want to Science investigation. Yeah, we've read the terminal, so there should be no reason why we're still waiting on that. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway, up here next to the main town hall is where we'll get one of the most OP weapons in the whole game. So talk to this guy. Open him up as a vendor. Sell him all your junk, and you'll have about that much. And you're going to buy this gun, the Rattler. So just buy that. Okay. That's also the reason why we bought a bunch of short rounds, so that we actually have some rounds for it. Then you're going to come out here and you're going to buy a plasma barrel. You can buy a shock barrel as well, but we have another shotgun that we're going to buy and use. Not buy, sorry, that we're going to get and then we're going to use. So you don't need the shock barrel. I recommend going for the plasma barrel so that you've got options essentially. And then anytime you get a new schematic, you get given one of the things. So add the plasma barrel to the Rattler and now you have a plasma Rattler. Okay, which does knock the damage down, but it adds plasma damage, which is quite useful. So yeah, then we're gonna get rid of all those. So as you can see now, we've gone from 16 to 13 times 8, but we've added plasma, which is useful. Now let's go back here after rereading that. I hope I haven't got a bug here where it doesn't give you the required information to speak to Emmeline. Scotty thinks you're up to more than growing plants.
Really? Feel you're entitled to that information, do you?
Oh, we need hack 3. Okay, that's what it was. I need to level up once. My bad. Right. Onwards we go. We will level up in just a second. Right, you're going to take a mission from this guy, but we're not going to finish that mission just yet. In fact, actually we can, because we've taken speech. Say this. You need 3 speech to finish this guy's mission without getting into a fight. So just speak to him, say you'll have a look around, and then immediately come into this building. And under the fridge is a piece of paper. Take that. And then, you know, take stuff out the fridge. By the way, this fridge spawns in unlimited Regal Tarts. So if I was to save the game now and then reload, it would give me more Regal Tarts. And you can do that forever. Access, unseal the cellar. Okay. And then we can make our way out over here and down the stairs. And you'll find these protectorate people hiding underneath. Say to them, apples. Then pick the top one again. You must be starving. Even a distraction. Tell them to wait upstairs. And then call them brainwashed. Pick the top option again. Accept being prisoners of war. And then this is where you need your 3 speech. Use 3 speech and they will agree that you're right. And then pick the top one again and we're good. And then you just need to get out of the conversation with him. And that's that. You can loot everything in the room and we will level up. And we will level up our hack this time. It's the final time we're going to level up hack. We need 4 hack later on anyway. So we'll just level up hack. And now we can go back to the greenhouse and get the mission off Emmeline. Apologies. Completely forgot you needed the hack skill to do that. There's also a bunch of apples worth taking here. Obviously, just additional food is additional food. Okay, security. The hack option. And then you're on the hunt for exciting opportunities. Tell her she runs the black market. And then I'll be back when it's done. Okay. I'm going to move on now. Okay, next thing we want to do is come into this building here to progress the main story a little bit. You're going to pull that lever. And this is De Vries's computer. And you're gonna read through all the mission logs. Niles is gonna lose the plot in a second, as he does every single time De Vries is involved. Just pick the top option. And just keep going. And then just leave the conversation when you can. Right, and then we're just going to quickly loot around her house. Those guys didn't see me, that's good. Forgot to close the door. Right. Right, now we need to get this woman's key card. It's there on the side, but she's obviously staring at it. So to get her to stop staring at it, pick the top option, and then say you're admiring the dropships, and then say what's stopping you from pursuing that dream, and then ask her to show you the dropship, and she'll turn around. And you can then take the key card. And then here, wait for it to load, press 0 cases, and then just, if you want to, you can take everything in there. And then she's over here, just like talking about the things. Done. Right. Now, a little bit of extra XP in here. Run over here and speak to the cadets. And just literally pick the top option for everything. And then you'll get some XP. And a light revolver. Just before we leave, we're going to come behind this trailer. Is it this one? There's one of the trailers that has... Which one has the machine pistol behind? I can't remember. There's a trailer somewhere that has a machine pistol behind it. I can't remember which one it is. Is it this one? It's not. It's not a big deal. We don't need the machine pistol. I was just going to sell it. This guy's moaning about his terminal. Here we go. Offer to help him out. Wait for it to show up. Hack. Access security. Hack. And we'll just take a little bit of extra XP for doing this. There we go. Just before we leave, actually, there's one more thing we can do in this town before we take actually the main mission. On the desk next to this person here is this book. It's the maintenance manual. Just read that book. And then on your way back to the greenhouse, I don't know if you remember, I showed a person before who was like trying to over here. She's trying to fix like the tanker thing here. Just run over here and you can use that manual we just read in order to repair it. Again, a bit more XP. You can't skip this, so we're going to skip it. And then speak to her and pick the top options and she'll give you some grenades. Grenades are quite useful because later on we get a perk that when you deal there's a helmet, so you get that when you deal explosive damage gives you health, and if we choose to go down that route you could use grenades. There we go. So Emmeline, we've sorted that out for her. And then we're going to run up the stairs now. And just straight across. Oh, I've fallen. Oh, that was so close, you know, that was so close. It's this way. We're running over towards this thing here. We're going to just unlock the location first. So run your way over to it. This is where you get the double jump boots. Niles is needing a word now, but we just tend to ignore Niles as much as we can, to be honest. You're going to climb up the same way I'm climbing up here. And then up here, there's a guy who's going to just jump down like an idiot. Here he comes. And he's dead. Right, pick up this arm. We need that later. And again, just top option every time. Yeah, Jackson, too bad. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now we're going to loot him. And we get the boots for the double jump. We're quickly going to run around and just read everything in here. Again, for the purpose of information for something we do later on. Just making sure we loot as much as we can. Just take as many things as we can. And now we have to climb up to those guys. Oh. There we go. Awesome. Before you go to the right here, climb up and jump to the left instead. It's just a bit more stuff to loot up here. I think that's it, to be honest. But it is there anyway. And then make a save here. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff on this ledge around the corner. Jump forward and then boost to the right. And it's just a bit more stuff here. Someone's getting bevied over here. And obviously pitchball card, which is always useful. And then we jump over here. Just climb up. And we can drop our way back down. That's the way you're meant to go, by the way. It's a lot quicker, but whatever. Yeah, a lot easier, sorry, not a lot quicker. Right. From here now, just jump across. There's a mech there. Don't forget to loot that. And we've leveled up. That's good. So at level 4, we are going to take some guns. We don't need speech immediately the whole time. We are going to take speech to 20 before we take guns to 20. But we don't need to take speech every single time. Alright, we want to kind of level our guns up somewhat at the same time. This time, we want to take... where is it? I think it is Bullet Shield this time. Oh no, sorry, Psychopath. We want to take Psychopath now. Because it leads to the Serial Killer perk. And the Serial Killer perk is helpful because it makes it so when you kill human enemies, they drop a heart, and the heart gives you two health every single time. Right. When you get across here, you're going to do that. So, oops, sorry, using a Brilliant there. Pretty sure you get a bit of extra XP just for using Brilliant. It's not much, but every little XP helps, doesn't it? Okay. Make our way down. By the way, if you can't use Innovative there, you can still finish the level. It really doesn't make a difference to us. In here, there is an inhaler charge, so we're going to come and take that, of course. And then we'll leave and speak to this dude. And then we'll take our XP, thank you. Right. Now we're going to go and clear the bounty. Which I believe is in this direction. Let me just check that. There's no point in me. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to clear the bounty that we had now. Again, quite easy to do. Now, you can choose to kill all of these drones if you want to. But obviously we have the hack skill for this reason. Just make sure you keep boosting backwards when you're falling down this rock. to make sure you don't take any damage. Now, we have the hack skill. There are some drones that we will have to kill. So we will kill them, obviously. But we don't have to kill all of them. It's just these ones here outside of the thing that we will have to take out. Because they're just kind of in the way. There we go. And we may as well go and loot them. Which one is it? That one. Okay, make a save here in case you get spotted. So we're going to make a little save. And then in here, there's some wasps. Wait for this one to turn around. And I'm going to peek to see where the other one is. We need to just see it. It's there. Right, now we've got both the points on the minimap. What we're going to do, the one on the right over here, is going to go here and turn around. As soon as he turns around, we're going to start walking. Now. And all we're looking to do is get behind here. They'll start spotting us slightly. It's fine. As long as you're on the right here by the wall. The stealth in this game is so stupid. Like, clearly we could be seen there, but we couldn't. And we haven't taken any stealth skill. So, that's how stupid the stealth in this game is. And then we can use our hack and a bypass shunt to just disable all the drones. There we go. You need lockpick to get in there, which obviously we don't have. And there you go. All the drones are disabled and none of the others will spawn in now. So we can do that. And we will just run over and unlock. Which way? Other way. We'll just run over to this building over here and get the fast travel points. Just again, bit of XP. Every time you get to a fast travel point, you get XP for discovering the location. So we may as well go and do that. There's actually a little quest we pick up from a lady over here as well. So we're going to go and just unlock it. Because the main mission's actually in that direction also. So clearly we don't want that to become an issue for us. This is the woman who gives us the level. Mission, sorry. Yeah, pick the top one. Depends on the assignments. There we go. She gives us the quest. So now you have a quest. We're not going to be doing this to collect. You can do this and get some extra XP if you desperately need a level. You can just go to a guide online, just quickly run around and get it all the magazines. But we're only going to be using it to get a one magazine. There. And right, we're going to go back to the bounty terminal now. There is a main mission up here, but we need to. Apparently, I haven't read the terminal. Needed to read. Pretty sure I did read the terminal, but apparently I haven't. So I'm going to have to go back and read the terminal again. Great. But there's a lady we go and speak to progress onwards. But we got to come back anyway to do the bounty and stuff, so it doesn't really make much of a difference to us. And we may as well start the quest line for Milver Street while we're here. So talk to this guy. And then go here, turn in a bounty. There we go. Now we're going to go and get Milver Street's mission, because why not? But before we do it, we're going to go and get a... Well, we're, after we get this mission, there's a fast way of doing this that bypasses one stuff, but we won't get as much XP, so we're not going to choose to do it that way. But we may as well just take it now. Again, if you get the option to play dumb, a lot of the time it just makes sense to play dumb. There we go. Now I need to go. Oh, you're going to get a mission here to purchase ammo, which we will. Or craft ammo, sorry, which we will do. I don't think we can craft short rounds yet, have I? I haven't bought it, have I yet? No. So we actually need to purchase it first. It's in this one. We want shock rod and we want short rounds. And whilst we're here, we may as well. We're going to purchase shock rods because we have a few short rounds already. Plus, we're about to go here and craft them. And because we have innovative, we get double. So again, a good reason to pick innovative. Right, have I got anything I can sell? Yeah, that if you were doing a sneak build, this is really cool. We're not though, so we may as well sell it. And then we will buy all of those short rounds as well. And now we have 1,000 bullets in each gun. Now, I have to go and read that terminal again, don't I? So let's run down the back here. I think the girl's name is Samantha, who we've got to go and speak to. But obviously she's not showing up on the map right now because apparently I have not read the terminal. But I'm almost certain I have read the terminal. Savannah, sorry, not Samantha. So, Savannah, why are you not showing up on... Oh, there she is, yeah, she is. It is there. But I swear that wasn't there before, was it? Was it? Was I being blind? Anyway, we're going to go and confront Savannah. Regional map. We'll run there first, and then we need to run over here to unlock that location. And then we'll go and continue with the main quests then at that point. But let's go and confront Savannah. We basically just have a conversation with her. As is a lot of the confrontations in this game. They're just conversations. We will make a save here. Just obviously we've gone. It's always good practice to just make more saves than necessary. Yeah, we've gone a while and we don't want to get stuck feeding off of what you call it, auto saves if we die. And you can die quite quick if you make a simple mistake. You can take quite a lot of fall damage. Enemy could just come up behind us if we just lose concentration. You know what I mean? It can happen. So that's one tip for the whole playthrough I recommend making. If you're at a point and you're like, I might die here, or I haven't made a save in a while, just make a bunch more saves. You can always delete them later if it's taking up storage or for whatever reason you don't want more saves on your file. But none of this is stealing, by the way, so I may as well just take everything she has. Right, Savannah, anytime you see an exclamation mark, you're going to click it. Let Niles just talk on. And then when you get the chance, there we go. Again, exclamation mark, again. Ask her how they met. And then just say something drastic. And then just see, I'll see what she has to say for herself. That's that. We'll take our XP for that. Now we need to go to here to unlock West Point. Fastest way to that is this way. Was it Westport? Westport, what did I call it? West Point? Westport? Pretty sure it's Westport. And we're going this way. If you come across any Raptidons at any point, which you can do, if you just take a slightly different direct path than I do, use the Rattler on them, it absolutely destroys them. Climb the tower here. And there's actually a uniform we can take there. And then we're going to carry on. This factory is full of hard enemies to kill. There is a mission you can do here, but it involves going and collecting a few bits and stuff. And it's just, to be honest, it's if you want to go and do it for the XP, you can do. I don't recommend it though. Yeah, there we go. We've leveled up from just finding that location, and we're going to go speech. There we go. Don't take the upper path, take the lower path. Make sure you're staying as far left as you can do, and then none of the guards and things over there will see you. And we're carrying on. There's some raptidons there. He's ignored us, so we'll ignore it. You don't get enough XP for killing enemies that it warrants us getting into pointless fights. And then we can just go to the right here. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong building. It's that building on the right. I was running towards the thingy point rather than the waypoints I set. On the road here, you can just take all of this gear and then carry on. Carry on, carrying on. And we're choosing to unlock this now so that later on we can just quick travel back. The enemies on the left are the crabs, so you can just ignore those. We're not really bothered about those. I've got no idea why that one's still spotting me. No clue. Right, we've unlocked Westport. So what we can do now is we have options now. Either we can go back and continue with Milver Street's mission, or we can do the Westport portion. You don't have to do this bit. You can go straight and get the shield. But if you choose to do this first, you get a bit of extra XP, basically for what you're going to do anyway. So come and speak to this guy. And he's going to ask you to go and repair the mechs. Again, pick dumb anytime. And negotiate the fee. There we go. And then say you'll be on your way. And he's going to say, oh, you need credentials. Which you do. Okay. But the credentials you need are in the exact same places where you've got to go anyway. So you may as well go and take that mission off him first. And then in order to get the shield, we actually have to go to here anyway. And we do want to get the shield for the rest of the run. So again, it makes sense to do his mission because it takes us to two places that we're going to be going to either way. So now what we can do is we're going to fast travel to Sweet Spire Grove and we're going to go and do Milver Street's mission. Milver Street. What's his name? What's his name? I'll have to check that in a minute. That's going to annoy me, that map marker, so let's get rid of that. Here, we'll just slide down the first portion. If you have engineering, you can fix this, but I'm going to be honest, you don't need to. Right. Now we're going to run over to the left and then turn right and run up that way. Quite a bit of running here. Not sure whether I'll bother to cut these out or not. Maybe I will. Not sure yet. Okay. Is this what I think it is, or is it a different location? Yeah, it is. It's what I think it is. So that magazine that I mentioned earlier on, that you have to get for that for the woman to get a bit of extra XP. It's in this building here. I'll just stand next to it and then I'll show you what building we're next to. So if you come to here on the map, so you've got Fairfield, and then up to the left you've got 4 little buildings. It's in the centre one. And it's there on the desk. Okay. And we get that one because it's on the way, so we may as well. And we'll take everything else in there. And we'll just carry on with our mission now. Not that mission, no. Not sure what's going on here. It's there. So we've got to locate the mental refreshment info. We're going to make a save here because there's 2 raptidons outside this facility that we have to kill. Again, you can sneak past them, but we bought the Rattler for this reason in particular. Send them in there. And as you can see, the Rattler just eliminates enemies like it's nothing. Only problem with it is how long it takes to load. But yeah, it makes what could be a tougher fight trivial in some circumstances. Now, what I recommend doing here is just running around and looting as much stuff as you can. Again, especially for that helmet we've got on, it's actually from the deluxe edition. So if you don't have the deluxe edition of the game, you won't have this helmet. But obviously, if you do have that edition, then you will have the helmet. And we get more damage resistance the more bits we've got. So worth just collecting everything when you can. Gonna open those doors up, and there's 2 raptidons in there, but that's fine. And then in there, there we go. Just missed a bunch of shots there. Again, throughout this entire playthrough, shoot better than I do. I'm just going to take as much of the gear as we can. And then once again, we are going to... We're going to sell it all. Okie dokie. So that's Inez there, that's fighting. Now, Inez is one of the only companions that I recommend you don't take, because in order to keep it on the team, you need to go and sort out a graft. And it involves killing the Raptidon Matriarch. And who can be bothered doing that? And without that graft, she's not very useful anyway. So, if you can fully level up Inez, she actually becomes really useful. But like I say, without fully leveling her up, she's not as useful as some of the others would be. So it's just not. It's not really worth it. Right, make a save. In we come, and then climb up here. And there's actually another one. And then there's a spitter up top, who we need to kind of lure out. There we go, he's dead. Right. be surprised how much damage these little raptidons can do. Once again, we're just going round and we are looting everything. Anything that ain't nailed down, we're taking it. Right. I'm going to save here in case we muck this up. There's actually 2 enemies who appear now when we jump across here. And we're going to get him to distract it. There we go, done. Always worth just giving yourself more space sometimes. Short rounds, obviously we'll take those. Distraction devices become useful later on. I'm going to make another save. And this one, to be honest, is more... There are some enemies up here, but it's more in case I fall here. Because I fell there more times than I would like to let anyone know. There's actually another raptidon that spawns in here. There you go. And as you can see, the rattler is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right. Drop down here. Drop down again. There's a guy over here you can loot. Drop down again. And there's an auto dock here we can use now. Did we get the credentials? I'm not sure we did, you know, actually. Let me go to journal real quick and just... Oh, it's upstairs. My bad. Didn't get them. Must have just ran past the terminal. Yeah, I did. I just ran past it. There we go. And now we can leave. And we're going to go back to Milver Street before we go and do the shield. Because he's going to give us another mission. What am I looking for here? Oh. There we go. It's going to give us another mission that we need in order to access the Vox Relay a little bit easier. So we are going to want to do that. We can do it without him from this point, to be honest, quite easily. But again, extra XP, levels us up, gives us a couple more skills, a little bit of extra health, more damage, all that type of stuff. So we definitely do want to be taking as many of these missions as we can at the start of the game. As we go through the game, we'll take less and less missions. We won't take none, but we will take less. Okay, and he gives you a bunch of stuff in order to essentially sabotage Westport. which we're gonna help Westport slightly, and then we're gonna sabotage them. Here, if you don't want an nurse, just be waiting for you, and then just tell us to do one basically. Okay, now what we want to do is we are going to do this part. So if you just fast travel here, or to Westport, if you want to fast travel to Westport, you can do, and then just run up from there, and then just follow the road all the way along. There's a guy just up here. I think he actually does give you some XP. Oh, maybe he doesn't. I could have sworn you got some XP off him, but nope. Clearly not. Right. We're going to go and get the parts, but we're also going to get our shield now as well. And also, we may as well fix the plant for them, like fix the leak while we're here. Just, again, a bit of extra XP. Eden is very much level up a whole bunch and then quickly run through the Vox Relay and then get on with the rest of the game. Just show them the access and then enter. Right. When you get in here, we're going to go to the right through this little area here and then speak to these two, and he's going to tell you to go and get the he'll tell you to go and speak to Delphinia, who you will go and speak to, and she gives you the shield. There's times I'm not sure what you have to do in order to not get a quest over to help her finish it. Okay, there we go. So you're going to get this off her, and she's going to say to you, collect Zeranium. It's this stuff here. So we're going to activate that quest. Make a save just in case you like bug out or get stuck in this cloud or whatever. There we go. Just collect it from there and then back up. And then you can actually head into this building here and get rid of your Zeranium poisoning by speaking to the doctor. Where is she? Where's the doctor? Oh, she's in here. There you go. And she gets rid of it for you. Now you're going to go back to Delphina, and she's going to say, oh, I need a part from one of the auto mechanicals. It's like, oh, great. Okay, I'll go get that for you. Okay. And now there is a part over there, but you can speak to this guy. Where is he? Is he here? There you go. Because we've got the speech skill, we can just talk him into it. Otherwise, you would have had to run over there and loot one and fight some crabbles. There we go. And she gives you the shield. And we will level up. And we're going to go with speech again. Because we don't really need guns yet. Now speech is at 8 anyway. The next one we'll take is guns, because you can only level up 2 levels ahead of whatever your current level is. So because we're level 6 and our speech is level 8, at level 7 we'd only be able to take it 9, so take it up by 1. So it makes more sense for us to level something else up twice and then level speech up twice on the next go. Okay, now you've got to fix the gas leak. You don't have to do this, but we will do it because it's really quick to do and it gives us XP. Run down there, you take less uranium damage to the shield than you would otherwise. In here, there are mechs. Just going to wait. They should make their way round to us. There we go. I think there's another one in here, is there? No. Okie dokie. Just wait for this to do its thing. Right. Let me do that. Pop your shield again and run straight at this terminal. And just spam it until the thing empties. Now, in order to do the flow, if you ignore the security measures, you'll actually damage the facility, which is something you would do for a separate mission. We obviously want to make it as good as possible. Here, just move into the room and then move back out. I'm going to use this one so we're healing, and then we're just going to just stay on the corner basically and absolutely obliterate the robot from here. There you go. If you kind of hide on corners, if you don't peek out enough, it won't see you. So if I can just see the edge of his gun there like that, then it shouldn't shoot at you. But if you come too far out slightly, it will start shooting. It's based off of the vision cone of the enemy, I think, which is a bit weird. Right. There is another mech like that in this facility, but we're not going to be fighting it. What we're going to do is make our way across. Climb up here. And then we need to... Am I right to think? Yeah. In here. Turn this off. Like sort the valve out. And then normally what you do is go in there, go outside, round there, drop down. There's a mech in that room. Don't bother doing that, just jump over here. Got the double jump so you can just skip that entire part. And then from here now, down we go. And down we go. And we're back in this room. And we can use the auto docks in order to just boost up our charges. I'd recommend using them obviously after you've done the fight in case you take some damage. And now we can initiate the flow. And that's that done. Leak fixed. Now just go and speak to the big guy in the office to finish the level, to finish the mission, sorry. And we'll take our rewards. Now we need to go and get the parts, which are on the roof. They're on the roof up there. Is it this building they're on the roof of? They're on the roof of one of the buildings anyway, but we'll find it. Which one in a minute. It's that building. It's this one. I think you can just get up from here though. Yeah. And there you go. Replacement auto mech parts. Once you've got those, you can just now fast travel back to Westport because we've already unlocked it. We unlocked it earlier on. And we're going to go and speak to the head of Westport first, and then we're going to go around and sabotage. Here, which one do we want to go with? I think we might go bullet shield now, to be honest. Yeah, we'll go bullet shield now. And then once you've got 3 perks picked, you can go serial killer at that point. But once we've got 8 perks picked, there's actually another skill that we can take that will make it so that anytime we enter combat, we get 50% health added onto our health. And that matched with a bunch of the other like items, like armor items, can make you like ridiculously OP. There we go. Hand over the parts. Right, so at this point now, you've obviously been given a way in. But what we're going to do is we do want that extra XP, so we're going to go to the journal. And we are going to... We are still going to sabotage the... to get him to leave. Now, he won't leave until you've sabotaged the place, so we're going to do that first. We're going to start off by going over here and climbing into this building here for where the generator is. And then use this item on the generator. Okay, that's the first pointer call done. Now we need the access card off the table here for the broadcast facility. And then if you come into, is it this building? Is this the right? No, it's not. Into this building at the back here. 1. Unlock the access on the computer. And then we can exit out this door. Slide on down. And make our way down to the water purifier. If you don't want to go that way, you can go round, but you'll have to get past the Crabbles and then sneak past the mech inside of there. Just use the item that we've got on it. Obviously climb back up the ladder. Don't know what I was looking for there. Just quickly loose around in here. And you don't need to do every single one of these objectives, but obviously the more of them you do, the more XP you get. So we may as well do them. Use the access card here. And then change the broadcast over to the Auntie's Choice broadcast. Okay. Now there's another guy here that we can speak to. Use all your speech options and then speak to him again. And then ask him about the purple around his mouth. And then use speech. And then again. Then use dumb. And say Milver Street wants him to work for him. And then give him the purple berry crunch. And then just say you'll go and speak to Hogarth. And then one more guy you can go and speak to. And this guy just needs to tell him basically he can just pick his own job. Right. There are other people you can go around and convince, but they all go with you anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. We're going to make our way in now. And then tell them Westport's finished. Information's out of date. Closer distance, no power. Then use the speech option. You should leave with your people. Shouldn't die needlessly. And then tell him he'll have fun listening to the loudspeakers. And then safe travels. There you go. We leveled up again now. And like I said, we're going to take guns at this point. And then we will travel back to Fairfield to let the big dog know. And then we can continue on to the Vox relay at that point. There we go. And he just tells you to go speak to Hogarth anyway. But obviously we've already done that. So now at this point you've got this weapon. It's not that great on very hard, so you can just ignore that weapon. You've got this one. Again, you're not going to be standing in Ziranium clouds. And this one makes companion abilities charge faster, which is great. But we're not really focused on our companions at this time, so it's not that great for us. So again, we're just going to add it all to junk, and then we're going to go and sell all our junk. And now we have 8,000 bits, which increases our damage resistance, which is always useful. Now at this point, we are level 5, so we will pick... yeah, that one's a taunt one, so we'll take that for Niles. Val, give me the 20% instant heal. That's never a bad thing. And then we're going to make our way on now, but we are going to go to this, which is a bridge. All right, so we're going to go to the excogation. Is that, am I pronouncing that right? I'm going to try that again in a second when I can read the word in front of me. Excogitation chapel. And then we're going to go over here to the left to the bridge. You can skip the bridge, which is the information that Hogarth gives you. Technically, you can just run straight to the Vox Relay immediately if you want to, but I do recommend going through and leveling up a bit first. Try and skip, come over to the left here. There's where that machine pistol is, and I knew it was behind the trailer. And then take the path. If you go to the right, there's a bunch of landmines, so obviously you don't want to be getting caught by those. Right, we're going to make a save, because once again, we've gone quite a while without making a manual save. Now, normally, the Protectorate are just, like, ready to shoot you, but this guy doesn't. Or this girl, sorry. Not going to trample, I promise. And then we're offering basically... And then offer to make a deal. She's asked you to go and get people. She'll ask you to get some traitors. Say, yeah, we'll go and get them. And then this is where that arm... Remember earlier on when we got the jump boots, we picked up someone's arm and then read the terminal inside. The little, like, data pad. That's so you can let them know that she's dead and you can prove it. And there's the arm as proof. And now he's going to... She's going to tell you, remember the guy with the purple around his mouth who we give the purple berry crunch to? She wants you to bring him over. So we're going to go and get him now as well. So we fast travel back, and he now, since we've moved Westport over, he now works for Milver Street, whatever his name is. The Milv. He works for him now. So if we make our way in, he's here behind the desk. And he just needs a bit of convincing. There you go. And he's going to leave to go there. And then we're going to travel back. And he's going to get killed now. But is what it is. We have to get across that bridge. And we want the XP. And we also want an armor set that's inside of this station. So walking around freely helps us massively. Whereas we are never going to speak to this guy again. There we go. And they tell them to lower the bridge for you. You can lower the bridge on your own, but you'd have to sneak around, and obviously that's a lot of effort, considering we can just quickly fast travel back and go and get that guy. You know what I mean? Anyway, if you come in here, pick up the armory key card, and you can take another couple of charges from the auto dock. And then that is the button that would activate the bridge, but whatever. This here, you can use the fishbowl. You end up taking damage because you end up just drinking out of it with the dumb trait. I would say when you see the dumb trait and it's activate, it's anytime the dumb trait is used to do something like activate an object or anything, I recommend not doing it. Most of the time you just take a bunch of damage. Anyway, we've got that key card off the desk, and now we can use it to open the armory in this building that we've just come past. And in that armory is a heavy suit of armor. So if we come through here, we also get 600 XP just for opening up the armory with the key card, which is, you know, handy. Once these two are inside, I recommend closing the door just so that you can just loot everything without anyone seeing. That's the armor set we need. So it is the bomb suit. Damage taken from explosives was reduced by 90%. Extremely helpful on very, very hard. Enemies love throwing grenades. Don't worry about the recovering parts. And you also get 20% chance to ignore any attacks when you're below 50% health. It's just a really cool armor set, to be honest. And then you get another shot cannon. Obviously we already have one of those, so we don't need that. We can open this up. And then once again, we are going to just sell all the junk that we've got. More bits, more damage resistance. And now we can continue on to the Vox Relay. So this is the end point of our Eden journey now. So we're going to make our way through. Let's say the end point. There's a bunch of stuff we've got to do still, but about 10-15 minutes away from being completely done with Eden. I'd say Eden is probably... I'd say it's the planet that takes the longest to do, because there is a bunch of setting up, getting a bunch of XP, getting yourself to a point where your character is not literally useless for the rest of the game. So, like, it takes longer to do Eden. I think I mentioned that it was going to be a longer video in the last... In the last video I mentioned that it was going to take a bit longer, and it does than most of the other areas, but there we go. And you're just going to get into the little coffin thing that she offers to stash you inside of. And here we are at the Vox Relay Station. So we're going to enter through here. Run over, we'll take that scrap there. We want here as much shock ammo as we can get. So we're going to buy shock ammo here. We don't need to buy any short rounds, but we will do. We don't need that much damage resistance at the minute. And then we're going to... Can I craft any more shock ammo? No, I need energy canisters, so that's fine. We've got one off. Okay, when we see the vendor machines throughout this area, we will be... I'm just skipping. This is Corbin, whose stuff we deleted earlier on. Oh yeah, this thing here. I'm gonna load here because I've made a slight mistake there. So I'm gonna load my autosave. We're not gonna kill him. Hogarth has told you need to kill Mantelli. We're not gonna kill Mantelli. So apologies. There we go. We're back in. It's our only option. We're in the coffin. Bloody blah. We do need to speak to that guy, and we do need to show him the writ that we got off Hogarth, but we, just like before, we're gonna do those. Is there any ammo here? Actually, we're not going to use mines at any point. We'll get rid of those. We're not using... I just sold something random. I don't know what I sold. It was some food. We're fine. We're not using biomass canisters. We're not using shotgun shells, so sell it all. Right. This time, we'll do this correctly. Skip all that. Show him the writ. Tell him he'll be killed on the spot if we label him as a traitor. And then say, alright, we'll do things your way. Don't agree to kill Mantelli, because you'll end up in a fight and you'll probably lose it. It's a tough fight on very hard with this build. He deals a ridiculous amount of damage, and he deals a ridiculous amount of AoE damage. So we do not want to be trying to kill Mantelli. Save here, because we are going to do a little bit of sneaking now. Now this guy can see you, but we can still just sneak past him. Watch, so he'll go there, and we just sneak past him. And now wait, because he's on orange. We don't want to alert him, because he'll alert other enemies in the area. So when that disappears, we can jump again. All that is going to orange there is he hears you jump up the first time. Here, don't just walk out. There's 2 guards in this area. When that one turns around, you can walk out. So there's a guard over there. When he walks away, you can walk out. You're completely fine. As long as you're crouched, he won't hear you. Here, open the door, move back, and save the game again. There we go. We are going to alert the guards here, but we have to do it when this guy's not looking at us, because he'll start shooting before we manage to get to where we need to be. So he's going to walk over to the right, turn around, walk over to the left, turn back around, and then start walking up there. We just kind of wait him out. So he's going to walk out there, he's going to walk over to the left. He's going to turn around, he's going to walk back house, he's going to start walking up there, and that's when we start walking forward. There we go. We're going to walk up as much as we can until we alert the enemies. There we go. And then we climb up. And now we're safe. Make sure you loot the little box to the right there. Alright, so before you jump up, you see me loot a little box. You need to loot that box. It's got the ID pass in it. So you need to loot it. Don't climb up without looting that box. If you have to climb up because you alerted the guard for some reason too fast, that's fine. Here, hack that. It releases all the drones. They get into a big battle below, and it will kill a random amount of the enemies. which is absolutely fine for us because it will enable us to have an easier time sneaking through in a minute. But yeah, if you alert the enemies too early over there, climb up, wait for them to disappear and go back to normal, and then go back down and get the ID card. Right. This bit now takes a little bit of time, I won't lie. So I'm going to show you what we're doing, and then I'm going to skip to the end of the fight, because it's the same thing all the way through, but there's a whole bunch of enemies. And from what I can see, sneaking in and out of this area is basically, it might be impossible. I've never managed to do it, but it's near impossible if it is possible. So, and that's even with a sneak build. So with as many points as I can possibly get into sneak at this point of the game, I still couldn't find a way to sneak past all these enemies and get out with my life, essentially. So we're going to fight them, and I'm going to show you an easy way to fight them. So we have the shock cannon, obviously. Make a save here. Alright, so we make a little save game. Change your grenade to an explosive grenade and throw it down them stairs. It's going to alert a bunch of enemies to us, and they're going to come this way. We need them to come this way. Might have to throw another grenade. It is what it is. There we go. If they throw grenades through the thing, you can get caught. I'm getting caught here. Is what it is. That's why we have the inhaler. That didn't help. And then here, we essentially just want to stick to the corner as much as we possibly can. This is where you might end up losing your companions, by the way. It just is what it is. We don't actually need them for the rest of the game, so I wouldn't worry. He threw that right at me head. That was fun. Yeah, don't worry about that. We're going to kill off these enemies first, then we will bother to revive who we need to revive. So this guy has melee, so obviously he's not a danger to us. There are drones that come around the corner all the time. Oh, I haven't reloaded. And obviously, you can still use your shield and stuff. If he's close to us, we can probably just apply some plasma. That drone will keep taking damage now, which is good. That works for us. And we can revive Val. The drones are actually one of the hardest enemies to kill because they move around a lot. They just annoy. They're annoying, to be honest. Right. If you are not back to the food icon appearing at the bottom, it means someone is still alerted to your presence. So what you can do to fix that is run up here and just sit there, and he comes back. See? So now we've got him back, which is, I suppose, useful. Whatever. We're going to make a save now. The enemies are not all dead. Alright. Now, if you're not sure where the enemies are, you can try throwing grenades. Or what you can simply do, there's some definitely in there. We know that. So they'll come and open that door in a minute. Just wait for them to get to the door. If they're still in here, they do tend to walk up the stairs and come and open the door to where their last colleague died. And obviously we'll just start shooting them again at that point. If they don't come through the door, use the grenade to force them out. So he's here. He's here. Again, if he's not coming out, just run up here and stand still. I did say I was going to skip this, but it's not taking as long as it normally takes. The enemies were stood in quite a nice position, so And once we've done this bit, we're more or less done. So we're just rinsing and repeating. They'll open the door again, he'll come through, we'll shoot him. He'll die, his mate will go and hide, and we just run back. Stand here until the food icon shows up. Because he's all like, oh, those guys have disappeared. Where are those guys? Those guys just killed everyone. I think they've just left the facility. There he is. And once more, he's going to peek his head through that door. There we go, we got the kill. And you know that all the enemies are dead once it just immediately returns to that food icon at the bottom of the screen. That tells us all the enemies are dead because there's no one left to be alerted. So at that point we can just hop down. And we can just go and loot everything. There might be some more enemies down here. Sometimes they don't hear the battle and come up. That hasn't happened. They're all dead. In here, there's that there. If you've gone down the medical route, don't know why you would do that, to be honest. We'll use the auto dock for a little bit of health and for 2 more charges. Right. Like I said, I was going to skip that. Normally the enemies all like congregate here or on the stairs and refuse to come up the stairs and stuff. But they were actually quite nice that time. They just came around the corner when I needed them to, so that was helpful. Sometimes an enemy down there doesn't come up. You just need to double check he has done, which he has. You'd be surprised just how fast the enemies in this room can kill you. Anyway, in here we go. And now we can get our clearance. Obviously, you know, loose up what you can. Right, now before we leave, we're going to go and get the armory key. So if you come in here and come down this ladder, Cadet Warden Natara's over here. Sit down behind her and pull out the acid gun. Oh, I might have mucked that up. I did muck that up. Make sure you're not detected first. But it's fine. Whatever. As long as she doesn't detect you, you just have to be further around the corner here like this. And you can shoot her with the acid gun and she just dies. You might need to shoot her with maybe 1 bullet. I mucked that up a little bit, but it is what it is. She's not hard to kill anyway if you do want to just shoot her. But yeah, you get the armory key from it. So make sure you loot her once she's dead. And then the armory is this room over here. Again, 300 XP just for using it, followed by a bunch of gear. That we can sell later on. And then OCD dictates that you need to go on the computer. Okay, and now we're back out to this main room. Now this is where we activated all those drones, so a bunch of the enemies will be dead, but some won't be. Alright? And to be honest, the one that's not seems to be one of the most annoying ones to get past. But it is what it is. Let's make a save. We're just going to sneak through this room. We're not going to be fighting anyone in here. So let's unlock that. Open it up. And I'm just going to see if I can see this guy anywhere. I hope it's not... If it's a drone left alive, then that's great, because we can just... Don't take bad knees at any point in this run. Okay, it is. It's a wasp, that one. I just need to see what the other one is. If it's a wasp, we should be able to just sneak past it. There's an enemy up there. That's fine. Those guys are just being idiots. You can ignore those guys. Or is he in here? It is a wasp. Okay, we can just sneak by the wasp. There we go. Sneak straight by him. There's another wasp there. Ah, this is annoying. There's actually a few of them. This makes this a bit tougher. We're going to have to go the other way, so let's sneak back. Hello, Mr. Wasp. So essentially all we're doing is just avoiding the enemies in this room. You can't, if they manage to kill everyone, I've not seen them kill everyone yet on very hard. They tend not to kill everyone. It's these enemies at the back that they don't tend to kill. But if the wasps do manage to kill everybody, then you can just obviously kill the wasps. They're not that difficult to kill. I'm not sure if both guys patrol or just one of them. I can't really get past this wasp without a thingy. Right. We may be choosing to jump across the middle here. Again, it's an option. It is an option. Okay, down we get. I didn't really want to use these, and I'm not even sure they work on these types of enemies, but yeah, they do. Perfect. I'm just going to have to go and buy more of those. Don't have any other choice, really. Right, straight through here anyway. This guy might slightly see you as you come over to the right, but it's fine. You want to come into the middle. It's the same on the other side. Looks the exact same. So come into the servers. The guy on the other side patrols, I think. So you can just jump by him and just sneak your way up. Didn't really want to use those distraction devices there, to be honest. I want to save those, but I'll just have to buy some more. It is what it is. But we're through. I'll be honest, those wasp drones did way better than they normally do. They normally get absolutely destroyed and leave a fair few of the, well, one or two of the enemies just there. I'm going to use the auto dock. As I said before, I'll sell me junk. And then, is there no distraction devices in here? None at all. I'll use the opportunity then to buy some more shock ammo since we spent a bunch of ours. And then we're going to go in here and use this guy's terminal to get some dirt on him. Send the notice. Okay. And then before you go in, just in case you muck up the options for speech, just save the game. It's quite an easy one to do though anyway. Crisis? What crisis? And then pick done. Okay. Then roustabout. And then, like I say, use the exclamation points. Use speech, but don't use the attack speech. Make sure you use this one, speech 5. And then you've won the arguments. There you go. And now you can have his thingy. And this gun is a joke. This is the gun we're going to want to be using for most of the rest of the game. The chain spark cannon is a utter joke in this game. If you think the rattler's bad, this gun is ridiculous. It fires like, it's the same as the shock machine gun that we've been using, but only the electricity will chain to other enemies. Oh, mate, it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, that's more or less the Vox relay done. And we will be moving on to Golden Ridge from this point. Here we have hacks, so we could go and just access it. But if you pick up this chocolate bar here, then you get like an access to this terminal and you can just use it. But obviously, as I say, we do have hack. But to save my bypass shunts, I'll use that. And then this is where it is here. De Vries's thingy. And we're going to access here. There. 1, 2. Return. Exit, and she's going to say, oh, I've triggered the safety thing, the self-destructive, the other thing. Here, you can set the destination to space if you want to. Nobody's in Westport, so just send it to Westport. Yep, and then we go down. Right, and that literally is it. All we have to do is escape now. So I want to take the opportunity to say I hope the video has helped. If it has, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the videos. There's about a couple of minutes left now of Eden before we return to the ship and then move on to Golden Ridge. Like I say, this is definitely the longest portion of the game for me. But it's not too bad, to be honest, is it? It's not mad difficult or anything, as long as you take... It can become difficult, you make some weird choices. But it's not like crazy difficult. Right, here. Now make our way over here, make a save. We have to stealth kill a guy now in order to escape. So you need the acid gadget there in order to stealth kill this guy. And then we're going to drop down onto these little red things here. And then stick as far left as you can and just walk down the pole. That guy will see you briefly, but then just basically ignore you. So we're going to walk all the way down. He sees us briefly. When you can't walk any further, turn to the right, drop down and stand still. So that his meter goes back down. Then hold down L1. You're going to hit him with it. And then hit him with it again. And then finish him off. That didn't work the way it worked last time. Hold on. Let's reload. Let's reload. Let's go back over what we were doing here. Unless they've changed this fella's health in the patch, which is something they might have done. And if they have done that, we're going to have to do it without killing them, which is fair enough. Here, so what? In all the testing I did, this worked perfectly fine without an additional speech skill. Maybe they've just downed the damage that this... there was a patch recently. Maybe they've just decreased the damage that the acid gun does. Which, I'll be honest, it makes sense. It's an extremely powerful weapon before that. So again, drop down, stand still. Yeah, I think they've decreased the damage. So let's cancel that. Right. We don't actually need to kill him. It just makes this bit a little bit easier. So there's a guard at the door. We need him to turn around. So we're going to wait until his dot moves away. And then we're going to head into the building. Come on, dude. Let's see if it speeds up by opening the door. Yeah, okay. So head into the building. And then hide behind this little pillar here. And look at the mini-map. When you see his dot returning, we're going to move to the left around the pillar so he doesn't see us. There we go. Around the pillar. As soon as he's gone past, start walking as fast as you can. You're going to start getting spotted by other enemies in the building. Just walk straight through. This guy will start spotting you in front. Walk straight at this box. And he won't get to red status. So he'll just stay where he is. What we're going to do now is throw a grenade right over there. Launch it. And it's going to alert all the enemies here to that zone. And they're going to do one over there, basically, which is what we need them to do. Oh, he didn't get thingied, so we're going to have to distract him. That's fine. Just throw that there. Just walk forward now. This is annoying. Down we go. Not sure why he didn't get distracted. We can still get out from this point though, so don't worry. If he doesn't get distracted, sometimes, most of the time, I'll be honest, he does. I might have just thrown my grenade too far. Just climb over the wall. Like that. There you go. And then we're out. That is how to do that. But normally what I would have done there is, I think I threw the grenade too far. If you throw it just slightly before that, I might have thrown it into that little hut. If you throw it slightly before that, both of those enemies should get alerted and walk over there. and then you can just walk out the main entrance. If not, go down the stairs like I did and just climb over the wall. But yeah, that is how you infiltrate the Vox relay on very hard difficulty. All that's left for us to do now is to leave Eden. So, like I said before, hopefully the video has helped. If it has, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one when we go through Golden Ridge. Peace.